Today's video is sponsored by Camel City Mill. So welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. It's another hot one today. I got the mini skid loaded up with the rotating log grapple, and we're gonna head out to a neighborhood. It's about 6 or 7 miles from here, and hopefully come home with some pretty nice logs. We'll see how it goes. I stopped and looked at them the other day. There's one giant oak. I should get 3 logs out of it and then 2 out of the cherry. Jordan Miller, he's been on our channel before. He's a tree guy, and he called and asked if I wanted these logs. So I said, absolutely. I'm gonna take the mini skid out, see if I can help them out a little bit with it, and hopefully get everything loaded up back here to the yard. But I have been firing on all cylinders today. Everything has just been clicking right along. Started my day at about 5 a.m., edited a video, then I went down to the wood yard, got all loaded up for today, finished sawing a nice cherry tree, and hopefully by about 2:30 today, I'll be pulling back in with a nice load of logs. More townhouses. They're everywhere. This used to be a nice farm over here, and now it is nothing but apartments and townhouses. I felt the need to interrupt today's program to tell you something. My feet feel fantastic. Why is that, you may ask? Camel City Mill socks. That's why. These things are incredible. I put my boots on each day, normally around 5:30 in the morning, and they come off 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. Socks are a huge factor to comfortable, dry feet in the summertime. Camel City Mill socks, they keep your feet warm in the winter, cool in the summer. They wick sweat way better than cotton or polyester. These are 100% American made right down in North Carolina. You can't beat them. They have a 10-year, that's right, 10-year durability guarantee. If you don't believe me, read through some of the comments from people that have bought these socks. I'm not going to stop talking about them till everybody out there has feet that are as happy as mine. Save 10% on my favorite work socks from Camel City Mill with code Morgans10. Link in the description. Holy smokes, those things were heavy, very heavy. They were like 11 feet, 6 inches long. That big one, it's all I could do to fit it in the dump trailer. It was sticking out just a bit, so he cut it off for me. But yeah, that's probably a 3,500 pound log, easy. But anyway, I'll head back to the house here, dump these off. There's another smaller load there. Then I'll run it back to the house, and then I'll probably just leave the dump trailer there and hook up the equipment trailer to go get the mini skid. I can load and unload the mini skid in the dump trailer, no trouble, but it can be just a little bit sketchy at times, and I would just rather haul it on the equipment trailer, you know, if I had my choice, which I do. Alright, just dumped those logs out of the dump trailer. I dropped the dump trailer, gonna hook up to the equipment trailer now, but I was thinking there are three things, at least three things that when they came out, I thought, why in the world would you need something like that? Number one is the step that's built right into your tailgate. I thought, why in the world do you need something like that? Greatest thing ever. Number two, backup cameras. I always figured they're for people that couldn't back up. Very, very handy for hooking up a trailer. And number three, the hydraulic jack on a trailer. That is my favorite of the three. Yeah, when I first saw a hydraulic jack on a trailer, I thought that's just ridiculous. You know what I mean? Who needs something like that? I love it. It makes it so quick and so easy, I never would have dreamed. But anyway, we're gonna go pick up the mini skid. I'm gonna have about 3.5 hours wrapped up into this, which isn't too bad really, considering 2 trips back with logs, a 3rd trip to go get the mini skid. So that's not too shabby. I got 2 good saw logs, 2 good oak saw logs, a decent smaller cherry, The other cherry, I could probably get some lumber out of it. It's kind of a tweener, maybe some lumber, maybe some firewood. We'll just have to see.
I'm sold now. I hope for her. I hope that we can get it on. Typical, difficult in my head.
Mini skid all loaded up, headed back to the house, and then I have to go pick up the Jeep. I'll explain all that in a little bit. It's been giving us fits. Long story. We'll go over that. We're gonna go pick it up at the dealer. We had some costly repairs. It's a whole thing. All right, I got Eva's Jeep here. I think it's good to go, hopefully. But we had two issues with this, and you can't work on these cars anymore. The dash was lit up like a Christmas tree. But the first problem started about a month and a half ago. It got a little bit warm, and Eva told me about it, and I checked. It was a little low on coolant, and I had to add it twice. So I had a small leak somewhere. I didn't know where it was. And then a light came on for the auto stop, auto start, that ridiculous setup. I didn't give it much thought because it wasn't working, and I'm like, who cares? We don't want to use that anyways. I should have paid attention to that. Here, there is a second battery in this Jeep. You got the main battery, and then there's an alternate battery that's just for the auto start stop feature. Okay? Well, when that goes bad, it screwed up the other battery as well. And she was out the other day and it wouldn't start. Took my little booster pack, got it going, came home, it was dead in the water, wouldn't start again. And there were lights all over the dash. Check engine light. I mean, there was a half a dozen lights. So I had to call the dealer, and luckily we got it in pretty quick. And I had to get two batteries. They found a small leak in a coolant line. They replaced that, and it should be good to go. But I'm saying, you know, your daughter calls you. You used to be able to go out and kind of know what the problem was. Even if you couldn't fix it, you knew what the problem was. I had no idea. I talked to Doug from One Eyed Customs. He has a Jeep, and I think his son does as well. He's the one that told me about that second battery. I didn't even know it existed. You can't see it up there. It must be underneath the other battery or something. But I came down, told him what the problem was, and hopefully we're good to go. But the auto stop, auto start, you know, that's been around for a while now. It's supposed to save on fuel, emissions, all that kind of stuff. I think it's nonsense. It's just more parts, more things to break, more wear and tear on your starter, just everything. I just think it's a horrible idea. So every time I get in something that has that, first thing I do is I shut it off. So, but anyway, we had a busy day today. I was extremely busy. But I appreciate y'all being here. I really do. If you're a subscriber to our channel, double check, make sure you're still subscribed. If not, please consider subscribing, and we'll catch you on the next one.